Dena will share her insights on how contractors play an essential role in circulating investments throughout the economy, impacting everything from local supply chains to job creation. Hi. To start off, I want to look at the role of contracting companies in economic growth. How do you see contracting companies like yours serving as key drivers of economic growth?
Okay. First of all, I feel totally privileged to be here today, especially being from the construction industry, which is quite different than all the panelists that are participating today. So that by itself really gives me great privilege, and I'm very thankful for the summit for giving me this platform to speak on behalf of the construction industry here in Kuwait. We all might be walking by a construction site and seeing laborers working here and there, and we think to ourselves, what kind of impact this site or construction site could have on the economy. In reality, the construction industry has a very complex web of integrated economical impacts one way or another. So if you take any project, for example, the process that that project goes through generates a lot of impact one way or another, starting from early stages, whether you're tendering, you're activating banks, financial industries, then you move on to starting a project and you find a sector of activities being like banking, insurances, so on and so forth. So it really opens the horizons for lots of other services to flourish.
Yeah. So in what ways do large-scale construction projects stimulate spending in other sectors such as materials, transportation, or even technology? I shared with you a CAMCO report that said Kuwait's project market is projected to reach 8 billion in awarded contracts by the end of the year. Now, each contract fuels an economic ecosystem that includes legal and financial services, transportation, logistics, and more. Now imagine how many businesses will be activated by the contractors on these projects.
Sure. Now, we are a medium-sized construction company. Being a medium-sized, just to give you an example, we deal with 250 vendors. And this is just as a medium-sized company. So imagine as a bigger scale with bigger project, how many vendors will be part of that. And the number grows, obviously, based on the size of projects.
Yeah. So how does the company or that cycle contribute to job creation within the local economy through employment and directly through partnerships that you have with local companies?
You know, we started the company with a handful of people. And before you know it, we grew into a staff of 120 people. So that by itself is generating work market for a variety of categories of workers, whether it's from the engineering sector, whether it's from the IT sector, administration sector, so many sectors. And then we partnership or subcontract, and that again reflects or initiates more and more jobs, whether it's in a variety of disciplines, advertising, social media, so on and so forth.
Right. What role does the workforce, your workforce, their development in the company, what role does it have on the projects that you're working on and your strategy for the future?
Well, to answer this question, to be honest, being a family business, one of the first things we've done is we've embedded our family values and principles into that business. And based on that, we created a culture And as you know, creating a culture has a significant impact on the economical development, because by creating a culture, you're creating a society. Creating a society, then it's the society that will create, that will manage and enhance the economic of the country or the region in general. Take, for example, with like Japan or South Korea.
Yeah.
It's the culture that eventually created that society, and that society enhanced the economic of the country.
Yeah. And do you prioritize collaborations with local suppliers, smaller businesses?
100%, 100%. We have a long list of local suppliers, whether it comes to materials or services. And as I said, I mean, we have a long list, 225 vendors, and I would say probably the majority of them are local suppliers of materials and services.
What role does innovation play in your company?
Well, in terms of innovations, if you look at the engineering side of things, we are always in the lookout for new technologies. So we were probably one of the first companies that worked with a post-tension system. We also ventured in working in things like voided slab structures. This is all engineering expressions.
Are we going to see 3D printers and building soon here?
That's in terms of the technological side. And in terms of administration, we are up to date with the standards, in particular ISO 9001 quality management system. So we are in line with these standards, and we accordingly train our staff to follow these standards.
Yes. So large contracting projects often have a ripple effect on the economy. Can you share examples where some of the projects you've worked with have attracted further investments or sparked additional economic activity? Off the top of my head, I'm thinking of projects you've done with the avenues as a project.
Exactly. That's a prime example where we've been involved with the avenues. For example, our company completed 37 projects with the avenues, a total of 45,000 square meters and around 6.5 million KD in value. So looking at where the avenues started and how where it is now, Mabani as a company generated economic impact on Kuwait because a massive structure like the avenues could be even entitled to be an infrastructure project one way or another. And with a project of that magnitude, of course, comes all types of economic impacts, whether it's electricity usage, water usage, waste management, employees, so on and so forth. So if you look at the Mabani report, you'll see the impact and the money value of how the avenues generated to Kuwait. And
the multiplier effect of how one project contributed to so many others.
Exactly. And then the avenues ventured to the region. So they ventured to Bahrain, and now they're building 2 branches in Saudi. Correct. And the company that's building these branches for them are a Kuwaiti construction company. So that's one example how things can really escalate to different levels.
So what challenges or opportunities do you see in the future for contracting companies?
I would probably rephrase this question, if you may.
Sure.
I think today is a prime example of giving the construction industry a voice. Communication is quite important. The more we do these kind of collaborations or events where we understand the needs of the country, and also the country understands where we stand in the construction industry, just opening this line of communication, I think will be beneficial to everybody and creating sharing visions. That, like, you know, the government will have certain visions, and it should all be in line with the capability of the contractors that are going to deliver this vision.
Yeah. As we're seeing now with all the construction going on around the country, it has been multiplying with regards to people being employed and everything. And that's actually a good thing for your sector and also in general for the economy as a whole.
Sure.
Thank you for your insights, Dena. It was lovely having you today.
Thank you. Thank you.